Hi, I'm Chris Westfall, and I help agents to help seniors sell Medicare supplement plans. One of the things that we used to tell our agents about 5 years ago was that you could simply have your new prospective client call into their doctor's office and say, do you accept this insurance company's Medicare supplement plan? And 5 years ago, most of the people working in the insurance departments of the doctor's office would simply say, well, yeah, it's a Medicare supplement plan. Of course we do. Whether or not they've heard of the company, they would know that all Medicare supplement plans are accepted by all providers. And so we would always show our agents, back in 2012, the Medicare and You Buyer's Guide that every senior would get every single year says clearly on page 66, different insurance companies charge different premiums for the exact same policy. So as you're shopping for a policy, be sure you're comparing the rate, right? And we would actually show this to our seniors right there, every time we would talk to them, and all the plans are exactly the same, but a big difference in the premium. Then last year, the book came out, 2014 edition, same thing, Medicare Buyer's Guide, and it's talking about how do I compare Medigap policies. Same exact language right there. All the companies are the same. The only difference is the premium that they charge, right? So our agents would sometimes tell the client, prospective client, call your doctor's office. I know you have never heard of New Era or IAC or LCBA or all these other companies that do just the exact same thing. Most of the time they're reinsured by the same company they have right now, like Mutual of Omaha and Aetna. But we don't tell them that because they don't want it to be known. They're under their different marketing name, but they don't have a huge marketing budget. But they pay their bills the exact same way. So the point is this. Nowadays, 2015 and beyond, when you have a potential client call the doctor's office, the problem is that so many doctor's offices now outsource their billing 100%. All they do is type it into their computer from the appointment, and then an outsourced billing company handles that processing. So it doesn't matter, again, still, what Medicare supplement they have, what the name brand is, it doesn't matter at all. It all gets paid over at Medicare. The problem is these folks working in the doctor's office have a list on their wall, typically, of all the networks that they participate in. And by networks, of course, I'm referring to Medicare Advantage plans. Not much of an advantage, but they call them Medicare Advantage plans, where you must go to their primary care doctor for all of your care. When the senior calls their doctor's office now, knowing that the person inside there that handles their administration does not know what Medicare supplements are, and they ask them the question, do you accept New Era insurance? Now, unfortunately, we have people who don't know what they're doing in the doctor's office looking at that sheet on the wall and say, wait a minute, we participate in the United Healthcare Network, the Cigna Network, the Aetna Network. No, never heard of New Era. We're not in their network. That's not the right answer because with Medicare supplements, there are no networks. You go to any doctor in the country that accepts original Medicare. So the right way to ask the question is, do you accept Medicare assignment? Do you accept Medicare? And if the doctor's office says yes, then they accept any Medicare supplement plan approved by the state and approved by the Medicare program. So typically I would tell an agent now that's starting off watching one of our old training videos, should you have a prospective client call their local doctor's office and say, do you accept our insurance company, the new one that you're proposing to save them money with? Probably not a good idea to do that because, again, the person working in the office doesn't know anything except what networks they participate in. They're not insurance schooled and they don't know the difference between a Medicare supplement, which supplements everything that Medicare doesn't pay, versus an HMO network, and that's what they have to deal with every day. Getting authorization, seeing if the member is still paid up on their capitation list, all those kind of things. It's a different world, but that's what they typically deal with. Another problem in that same vein is that most doctors' offices, not most, many doctors' offices right now, they've been purchased by local hospital organizations. The hospital group has actually purchased the doctor's practice. And so that doctor is even further removed from how the insurance works. It's all billed through a central organization belonging to the hospital. So if you ask that doctor, do you accept New Era? They're really going to say they have no idea what you're talking about, and that won't be helpful in you helping that senior to save more money. So to reiterate, refer them back to the Medicare and You book. It clearly says that all Medicare supplement plans are the same, and they absolutely are. If you're on a screen share with them, take them to Medicare.gov, and the publication, I think it's 1057, and you can see this in black and white and show them right on their screen. Or you can actually have them go over and pick up their book and turn it to the appropriate page to see that. Whether you've heard of the company or not, it doesn't matter. You've heard of all kinds of tire companies, but unless you're at the Super Bowl looking up at the Goodyear blimp, you probably can't think of any other one except for Goodyear. But just because a company doesn't have the advertising budget to advertise in the Super Bowl doesn't mean they don't provide a good product. And the product provided here is from the doctor. Your doctor doesn't change. The quality of healthcare doesn't change. And your doctor doesn't care if you're getting a good deal on your insurance plan or you're paying too much. And of course, our mission is to stop seniors from overpaying by not shopping the market, and we want to shop the market for them. So I just want to encourage you, continue what you're doing, but you probably want to stop telling the senior to call their doctor's office and see if they take the insurance. Because one, the billing person in the office doesn't know anything else except to enter that information in for a third-party billing company. Or worse, they're owned by a hospital conglomerate and they don't know their first thing about Medicare supplement plans versus the HMO plans. All they think about all day long is HMOs and networks. So they're probably going to give you the wrong answer. But be comforted in knowing that you know the truth and all Medicare supplement plans are exactly the same. And when you hear a senior say, well, I get great coverage from my company pays all the bills, my company takes great care of me, remember to remind them that all the companies do the exact same thing. The only thing we want to provide is a way that they can stop overpaying for that same service. Their doctor, not the insurance company, decides on what is going to be paid for and what's not based on what he orders. If it's medically necessary and it's not any enhancements or reductions, then it's going to be paid for with any insurance company out there, as long as it's a Medicare approved claim. And that's the key point right there. I hope this has been helpful. Stop having your prospective seniors call their doctor's office because they're going to get the wrong answer a lot of times right now. My name is Chris Westfall. We have a lot more training that'll keep you up to date on what's working now to help seniors more effectively over at MedicareAgentTraining.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.